Have you ever felt the weight of a confrontation, your heart racing, words failing, confidence shaking? What if I told you that the secret to winning any confrontation isn't in raising your voice, in overpowering, or proving others wrong? The secret is in something far deeper, far stronger, and far more powerful than any argument. And it begins with mastering yourself. Life will put you in situations where you are challenged, questioned, and confronted, sometimes unfairly, sometimes unexpectedly. Confrontations are not just battles with others, they are mirrors reflecting our own fears, doubts, and insecurities. Winning a confrontation is not about dominating or hurting someone else. It is about understanding the power within yourself, holding your ground with dignity, and responding with a clarity that transforms tension into respect. Today, I want to share with you the secret of winning any confrontation. A secret that will make you unshakable, composed, and victorious. Not because you overpower others, but because you master yourself in the storm. Master your mind before you speak. Every confrontation starts in the mind long before it ever reaches your lips. The moment someone challenges you, questions your decisions, or tries to corner you, your mind begins to race. Thoughts scatter like wildfire. Fear, anger, doubt, pride, even insecurity can flood your consciousness. And in those moments, if your mind is not your ally, you are already losing. You might not even realize it, but the words you speak, the tone you use, and the energy you project are all born from the state of your mind. The first and most powerful secret of winning any confrontation is learning to master your mind before you ever speak. Mastering your mind means taking control of your thoughts and emotions instead of letting them control you. It is about pausing in the chaos, breathing in the storm, and grounding yourself in clarity. This is not easy. It requires awareness, the ability to notice your thoughts as they arise without immediately reacting. It requires patience, the courage to sit with your emotions rather than letting them erupt. And it requires discipline, the commitment to choose your response instead of giving in to instinctive reactions. When you master your mind, you are no longer a prisoner of anger, panic, or pride. You become a commander of your own thoughts. One of the most underestimated tools in mastering your mind is silence. Silence is not weakness. Silence is power. In a confrontation, when your first impulse is to react, choosing silence allows you to create space. It gives your mind time to analyze, reflect, and decide what truly matters. It prevents you from saying words that could escalate conflict or damage relationships. Think of silence as a shield and a sword, shielding you from unnecessary harm and providing the precision to respond with wisdom. Mastering your mind also requires perspective. Ask yourself, will this moment define my life, or is it a fleeting challenge? Often confrontations feel like mountains, but when you step back and see them clearly, you realize they are hills, temporary obstacles that will pass. This awareness allows you to conserve your energy for battles that truly matter and respond strategically rather than reactively. When you see the confrontation through the lens of perspective, you gain clarity, and clarity is strength. Another critical part of mastering your mind is self-belief. Many confrontations trigger insecurities, doubts, and fears. But when you have faith in your own value and principles, you stand unshaken. You do not feel the need to prove yourself to everyone, nor do you allow others' words to define you. Your strength comes from knowing that your character, integrity, and vision are bigger than any moment of conflict. Finally, mastering your mind before you speak transforms the confrontation itself. You no longer enter a battle with emotions as your weapons. You enter with calm, reason, and strategy. You respond with clarity instead of reaction, with purpose instead of pride, with wisdom instead of anger. And when you do this, victory is inevitable not because you dominate, but because you rise above. And your words and presence carry an authority that cannot be challenged. Master your mind first, and your words will always follow with power. Master your mind, and every confrontation becomes a platform for growth, respect, and quiet triumph. The mind is your battlefield, and when you win there, no confrontation can ever defeat you. Listen more than you speak. One of the greatest secrets in winning any confrontation is the art of listening, truly listening. In moments of tension, people rush to defend themselves, to explain, to prove their point. Yet, the loudest voice is rarely the wisest. Listening is not passive. It is an active, powerful strategy. It gives you control over the narrative, insight into the other person's perspective, and the ability to respond with clarity rather than reaction. Listening is a skill that requires presence. When someone confronts you, your mind immediately starts forming a response. But if you allow yourself to be fully present, you hear not just the words, but the emotion behind them. You understand the fear, insecurity, or frustration driving their argument. And when you see that, the confrontation loses its edge. You are no longer fighting blindly. You are responding with wisdom. Listening also cultivates patience. Every confrontation is a test of endurance, of your ability to pause, reflect, and resist impulsive reactions. When you listen, you give yourself time to process the situation, to evaluate what is important, and to respond in a way that serves your integrity and your purpose. The more you listen, the less you are controlled by emotion, and the more you control the outcome. Moreover, listening is a form of respect. It shows the other person that they are heard even if you disagree. Respect is a quiet power that disarms aggression and builds bridges in conflict. It changes the energy of a confrontation, from confrontation to conversation. You may not immediately solve the issue, but you establish authority through understanding, not intimidation. Finally, listening empowers your words. When you speak after truly listening, every word carries precision, impact, and purpose. You respond not out of anger or pride, but out of knowledge, strategy, and understanding. And in that response lies true victory, not in overpowering, but in influencing with integrity. Stay calm under pressure. Confrontations are storms. Emotions rise, voices escalate, and your mind races. Yet, the most powerful tool in any storm is calmness. Staying calm under pressure is not simply about being unshaken, it is about creating an aura of strength that cannot be challenged. Calmness is magnetic. It draws respect, diffuses tension, and allows clarity to shine through chaos. Calmness begins with breath. A single deep intentional breath has the power to reset your mind, slow your racing thoughts, and give perspective. It reminds you that the confrontation is temporary, and that your reaction defines you far more than the words being thrown at you. Each breath anchors you, grounding you in the truth of your strength and your purpose. Staying calm is also about perception. People often act aggressively to provoke a reaction. If you remain composed, their attempts lose effect. Calmness transforms the energy of confrontation. It shows control, wisdom, and self-respect. Others may raise their voices, but your silence, your measured words, your steady gaze communicates confidence that cannot be shaken. Another key aspect is emotional mastery. Calmness is the ability to separate feelings from facts. Anger, fear, or pride may rise, but you do not allow them to dictate your actions. You respond strategically, not impulsively. In this space, you hold the power to steer the confrontation rather than be swept away by it. Ultimately, staying calm under pressure transforms conflict into opportunity. Calmness is strength disguised as serenity. It allows you to think clearly, act deliberately, and influence outcomes without aggression. And in the stillness of composure, victory becomes inevitable because no external storm can conquer the peace within. Speak with integrity, not intimidation. Winning a confrontation is not about dominating the other person. It is about standing tall in integrity. Words are powerful, and when spoken with malice, they destroy. But when spoken with honesty and purpose, they command respect. Speaking with integrity means asserting your perspective without aggression, expressing your truth without demeaning others, and maintaining dignity even when provoked. Integrity requires courage. It is easier to lash out, to intimidate, or to react harshly. But the true test of strength is speaking truthfully when it could cost you comfort, popularity, or agreement. Your words become tools of influence, not weapons of harm. And when you speak with integrity, your presence alone silences doubt and commands authority. Integrity is also consistent. You do not change your words or values to please others or avoid confrontation. You remain grounded in your principles no matter the situation. This consistency builds trust and respect, both of which are more powerful than any argument. People naturally respond to those who are unwavering in truth and fairness. Furthermore, speaking with integrity allows clarity to shine. It eliminates confusion, avoids unnecessary conflict, and transforms confrontation into constructive dialogue. Your words are deliberate, impactful, and guided by purpose. And in that space, victory is measured not by winning the argument, but by uplifting your character above the noise of aggression. Integrity ensures that your victories are lasting. Words spoken in anger fade, relationships fracture, and respect erodes. But words spoken with honesty, courage, and fairness resonate. They leave an impact, inspire trust, and create influence that no confrontation can diminish. Speak with integrity, and you never truly lose. Know when to walk away. The final secret of winning any confrontation is knowing when to step back. Victory is not always about winning every argument or proving every point. Sometimes, the most powerful act is restraint. Walking away is not surrender, it is wisdom. It preserves your peace, your dignity, and your energy. It shows mastery over ego, not weakness of character. Choosing to walk away requires discernment. Ask yourself, does this confrontation serve my growth? Does it align with my purpose? Will engaging further bring resolution or only prolong conflict? The answer allows you to prioritize what truly matters, saving your strength for battles worth fighting and letting go of those that do not define you. Walking away also demonstrates emotional intelligence. It reflects control over impulses and pride. It allows you to maintain relationships, avoid unnecessary escalation, and respond on your own terms rather than reacting to provocation. It is a statement that your value is not determined by every challenge or every opinion. Finally, walking away transforms you from a reactive participant to a strategic leader in your own life. You preserve your integrity, maintain your peace, and choose the timing of your engagement. In this choice lies power, because true victory is not in proving someone wrong, but in living aligned with your principles, free from unnecessary conflict. In the end, winning any confrontation is not about raising your voice, overpowering others, or forcing your way. True victory comes from within, from mastering your mind, listening with intention, staying calm under pressure, speaking with integrity, and knowing when to walk away. When you cultivate these qualities, confrontation becomes less about conflict and more about clarity, growth, and respect. You rise above chaos, transform challenges into opportunities, and show the world that strength is measured not by force, but by composure, wisdom, and dignity. Remember, every confrontation is a reflection not of your opponent, but of your own readiness, resilience, and inner strength. By mastering yourself first, you claim the power to navigate every challenge with grace and purpose. The secret of winning is not in defeating others, it is in honoring yourself, holding your ground with courage, and responding with unwavering presence. Stand firm, speak with truth, act with clarity, and know that the real victory always begins from within.